Hey everyone, welcome to Can't Afford to Record, the YouTube channel where we figure out the art of audio production together. It's 2023, I record and perform live with a Kemper profiler, and I just bought a nearly 40-year-old Peavey amp. Most that watch this channel know that I really like my Kemper, and although there are critics out there saying it's old tech now, it's still receiving updates and I think it sounds great. But I would be lying if I didn't say that I missed that in the room sound that really only a guitar amp in the room can achieve. A big part of the Kemper sound is factoring in microphones that were used to capture the sound of the amp. So unless you're using a direct profile, which means using just the amp sound, no speakers, no microphones, and then running that into an external cabinet, you're really only hearing the end result of a guitar sound, which is perfect if you're going through a PA system or if you're recording. That's what you want. And when you're playing at home for fun, this is still what you kind of hear, unless, of course, like I say, you're going through an external cab. So it just takes some getting used to. So despite having thousands of the world's greatest guitar amps at my fingertips, I've been itching to, dare I say, play a real guitar amp again. So I've been thinking, what kind of amp would that be? Maybe a Blues Junior or a Deluxe Reverb, something like that. But then a neighbor reached out to me knowing that I play guitar and asked if I knew anyone that would be interested in this amp. I had literally never heard of this amp before, but something was telling me to take a look. I did some research, and the two things that kept coming up for me is that one, it will rip the paint off the walls with its volume, and two, it is seriously heavy. Well, look, I've lifted my fair share of Fender Twins over the years. How heavy can it actually be? I asked my neighbor if I can come and take it away, maybe play it for a week, see if I liked it. And yeah, look, let me tell you, this amp is a lot heavier than a Fender Twin. And a lot of that weight actually comes down to the speakers that are in this amp. These are called Black Widows by Peavey, and they're about 15 or 16 pounds each. So that's a good 30 pounds just in speakers alone. So that is, definitely a contribution to the weight here. This amp is 130 watts and it has a solid state preamp, but it has two power amps, so 4 6L6s. It has two channels. The normal channel has a pre-knob allowing you to add some grit to your cleans. The EQ is actually pretty cool, with the ability to cut and boost a specific frequency if you want. The lead channel has understandably a saturation control, but I guess Peavey are pretty proud of this because they put the trademark lettering on it. The bright switch works extremely well on both channels, and I found the mid-boost control really effective for solos or to really thicken up a big, fuzzy stoner rock sound. There's also the ability to blend both the normal channel and the clean channel together. This could be really helpful if you wanted to add some more definition or clarity to your distorted sound. So does that mean that this is actually a 3-channel amp? The onboard phaser impressed me more than I thought it would, but mainly because I found a beautiful setting that has a Leslie speaker sort of vibe. also you have the ability to lock the phaser in a desired part of the sweep, meaning you could keep it for that cocked wah sound, which I guess this means it's now a 4-channel amp. The reverb is fantastic and extremely usable on most settings. Unlike some amps' reverbs, it doesn't get too much too quickly. I'm not sure about you, but for an almost 40-year-old guitar amp, I think it's pretty accomplished. My neighbor used to play this amp in a punk band around Montreal in the 90s. And something about me loved that it already had a story, which is something that buying something brand new from the store you don't really get. And there was something in me that kind of wanted to keep a little heartbeat going in this amp. I gave it a good clean. I replaced the original 6L6s, and here it is now in my studio. Learning more about this amp has introduced me to other Peavey amps from this era, and honestly, I think there are some real gems out there that time has forgotten about. Now, coming full circle, I love recording with my Kemper, but I want to record with my Peavey. So I've made a whole profile pack and I'm really proud of it. I spent a lot of time dialing in the tones, and in fact, some of the tones and sounds that you've heard today have been the Kemper profiled version. I've done this in collaboration with the Lancaster Audio. It's completely free. You can go and download it, load it into your Kemper, and enjoy the sounds. Lastly, do you have this amp, or do you have one from the same sort of era, the same sort of vibe? How do you like it? I would love to know more about what you think of these amps, and if you're still using them, let me know in a comment below. Thank you so much for watching the video today. If you liked it, you're more than welcome to leave me a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. And if you like it more than that, then you can subscribe right here on Can't Afford to Record. I'll see you soon.